All right, so because it's summer, and I like to do the meridian practice. You know, we're working on different meridian lines. So today's practice is going to be all around the heart and the small intestine meridian, which is associated with the element of fire. Can you guys see you might not be able to, I'm moving them up. Maybe. Can you see my candles? I lit candles today. So there they are. Okay. So fire is the element for summer, and it's also the element that's associated with the heart and the small intestine meridian line. So we're going to start out with just some breathing practice. When we get finished that, I'm going to have you guys tap the meridian line so you know where they are. And they're basically on your arms and shoulders and then up into the side of your ear and head. So that means lots of work with upper body stuff today. Okay, so closing the eyes and just resting your hands gently onto your lap. You can do palms down, palms up, whatever feels comfortable for you. Allow the eyes to close and then just go inward. Start to explore your breath. You're breathing in and out of your nose. And then just allow the breath to fill up wherever it goes. So don't force it, just allow it to move deeper and deeper on each breath. So it might just be coming into the chest right now, and then as you progress, it'll start to move in deeper and you'll be able to feel it maybe all the way down to your navel. And then just checking in with any physical sensations in your body. And then just noticing any distracting thoughts in your mind. So if anything is distracting you, I want you to set that aside as we move into our practice today. And then stay tuned in to your breath as you allow the breath to flow in, nice, full and deep, and then out. Breathing in and out of the nose to start. We will be doing a lot more pranayama today. A lot of that will be breathing out of the mouth. Okay, just take about 2 to 3 more breaths here. And then on your next inhalation, we're going to circle the arms up, and then we're going to join our palms together, and as you exhale, bringing them thumb knuckles right into the heart, lower your chin towards your chest. Let's begin with an intention for your practice or dedication. Okay, and then once you've set that intention, just let your arms rest gently again on your lap, and we're going to sit up top. All right, so we're gonna do tapping of the heart meridian first. So just pick one of your arms. It doesn't matter which one. We're going to do both. The heart meridian starts right here. If you take your fingers right where your armpit kind of begins in the front of your shoulder, and it goes down along the inside of your elbow, all the way down the inside of your forearm, hand, and it ends at the very tip of your pinky finger. So that's the heart meridian line. And then we're going to do the small intestine line too, because they're kind of like on the other side of the arm. So if you turn your arm over, right? So this one actually will begin at the pinky finger. So you're going to start at the pinky finger, and you're just going to slide your hand up the back of your arm. It's going to go all the way up to the top of your shoulder, and it's going to take a little track backwards to just at the upper trap area, and then it's going to come up to the back of your ear, and then it's going to go right to the front of your ear, and then from the front of your ear, it's going to come toward your cheek, and then back again to the ear. So it kind of a little zigzag there. But we're just going to do the tapping up to the back of the shoulder. We're not going to do up into the face at all. So we'll start at the heart meridian. So right here, we're going to tap down the inside of your arm all the way to your tip of your pinky. And then you're going to turn your palm over, and then we're going to tap up from the ring finger, and then you're going to tap up the back of your arm. And we're going to go all the way to the shoulder. And we're going to do it again, starting here, right where the heart meridian begins, down to the pinky finger, and then turn your fingers over, and you're going to go from the ring finger up the back of your arm, all the way to the back of your shoulder. One more time around, starting here at the front of your shoulder, going to your pinky finger, flip that arm over, ring finger up the back of your arm to the back of your shoulder. And then we'll go to the other side. Again, so hold your arm out. It's easier if you do it this way. Starting here, tapping down the inside of your arm, inside of your elbow, all the way to your pinky finger. Flip the arm over, ring finger, tapping up the back of your arm, back of your elbow, tricep, all the way up to the back of the shoulder. And then again, front, down the inside of your arm, and then flip it over up the outside to the back of the shoulder. Last time around, tapping all the way down to pinky, and then up from ring finger to the back of the shoulder. Right, so that's just kind of bringing awareness to those two lines of energy that we're going to be working on today. Okay, so one more thing we're going to do while we're seated is I'm just going to have you guys take your peace fingers and we're going to place it, so right here at the base of your throat, there's a little notch there. So if you just place your fingers right at that base of your throat, we're going to take some breaths here. This is just a calming thing you can do. So if you find yourself getting like stressed or anxious, or you start to feel like you're going into that fight and flight, this is a calming point, and we're just going to press our fingers gently into that little notch, and we're going to take about 3 deep breaths in and out of the nose. And this is just like really quick, brings you down from stress to calm. So it's kind of like an emergency button, as you might think about, like, I need to calm down right now. And you put these fingers right there. And then the other thing you can do is called the triple warmer smoothie. And I know that Kathy had taught this in the Qigong class. So if you guys took the Qigong class, I don't know if you did, then you might remember the triple warmer smoothie. So the fingers start at the forehead, and basically you're just pulling the fingers apart, and then you're going to trace around your ears. You're going to go behind your ears all the way around, and then you're going to end at the top of the shoulders, and then you're just going to let your hands and elbows just kind of hang down. So you're putting a little bit of pressure right there at the tops of the shoulders, and then you're just going to release it. Just slowly drag it down and shake it off. So you just kind of brush it away, brush it away. We'll do that one more time just so you remember it. So starting at the third eye point, and you're just pulling your fingers across your forehead down to your temples, and then you're going to go up and over your ears. So you're still applying pressure as you come down, and then back behind your ears, sides of your neck, down, and you're going to be hanging on the shoulder. So your fingers are pressing into those usually tight muscles at the upper traps. And then you're going to continue pulling down, and then we're just going to brush and brush and brush. Good. So that is that. All right, so we are going to begin on tabletop position. We're going to be going into cat and cow, thread the needle, child's pose, and puppy dog pose, all on our hands and knees. So make sure you have support here with your knees or your wrists, and you're just going to be putting that underneath so you have that support. Okay, so you're going to come to hands and knees. And you can do this on the chair if you want to. It's going to be a little, you're going to have to modify it if you're going to go through child's pose. All right, so hands and knees, or if you're using the chair, hands and feet. So spread your fingers out wide, and we're going to start in cow pose. So you're going to pull the shoulders back and lift the heart center, lift your tailbone. And then as you exhale, press down at your hands around your spine up towards the sky. And then breathing in and out. We're going to start with in and out of the nose, and then we're going to change it to in through the nose, out through the mouth. So this next round, on your exhale, you're going to breathe out through the mouth. So it's so the sound of H-A, ha, we're going to be using that throughout the practice. That is going to be the sound for this practice. The fire sound to release this energy. So a lot of times we can get like stuck energy in these meridian lines. It can cause us to have like more fire than we need in our bellies, more fire than we need in our life. And we can become aggravated, agitated. So we want to bring that down so that we can feel, just a sense of calmness, and you want to bring in love and joy. So this is really nice because this is all about love and all about joy and bringing that into your life. And if you find that you're becoming very irritated, which is very possible because a lot of stuff's going on right now, and a lot of us are irritated right now. But we just have to try to find the joy in everything that's happening. All right, so we're going to do one more round, and then we're going to come to child's pose. So you're going to take your knees wide apart, bring your big toes to touch, and then stretch back into child's pose. Let your heart soften, and your arms can be bent, right? You can stack up your fist and rest your third eye there. You can also extend the arms if you want to, and then try to soften your heart down towards your mat. And then we're just breathing in and out, in through the nose, out through the nose. Last breath. And then we're going to go into puppy dog pose. So it's kind of similar to child's pose, except that your hips are lifted up. So your arms extend forward and your elbows are lifted, but you're softening your heart down. So this stretches out your arms and your chest and your around your armpits. So that whole area here where we're talking about these meridian lines is being stretched. All right, so breathe in and breathe out. And then you're going to slowly walk your hands in and just lower down onto your forearms here. So your hips are still lifted, and we're kind of like in this tabletop position on our forearms. So again, we're going to round the spine here, and then inhale, lift your chest. We're going to do a lion's breath here. So as you exhale, I want you to stick out your tongue and breathe out through your mouth. So it's and then inhale, release, and look forward. Exhale, lion's breath, and inhale, look forward. We've got one more of those. Exhale, stick out your tongue and just roar like a lion. And then press into your hands, come back to tabletop. Okay, so we're going to be doing lion's breath a lot here in this practice as well. So thread the needle is next, and again, we're working on just stretching and opening these meridian lines that go down the arms. So tabletop position, if you're standing and using the chair, you're still going to be doing the same movement. We're going to begin with the right arm. So on your in-breath, you're going to stretch your arm out, and then just reach it as far as you can. You don't want to go any discomfort, but just go as far as you can, and then as you exhale, you're going to draw the arm underneath, and then reaching through the opposite side. And then again, inhale, sweep it out. Exhale, you're drawing it under. And we'll do 2 more of these before we go into the actual pose of thread the needle. Okay, and this last one is you sweep your arm out and you exhale, you're going to bring it under. This time we're going to stop and I'm going to show you different places you can stop. You can stop with your forearm here. So if you're really tight in the back of your shoulder, then you don't want to force that moving deeper. You can also move a little further and maybe you put a block underneath of the shoulder and head if you can't get that down to the floor. If you're coming all the way in, you're letting your shoulder and head come down. Now your opposite arm, your left arm, is going to fold behind your back. So you're having pressure on your, and I'm just going to come up to show you, pressure on your outer arm, on the bottom arm, which is going to be for your small intestine. And then as you stretch the top arm and fold it behind your back, this is getting the heart meridian because you're opening up that first point there on that armpit. Right, so just notice that as you stretch here and breathe. Inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths. And then you're slowly going to release. So your left arm comes down first. You press down to come up, and then you're back to your tabletop position. Let's go ahead and do a couple of torso circles to your right. So you're stretching back, you're reaching around and coming forward. Close your eyes, breathe deep as you circle around. So even if you can't get all the way into the thread the needle pose, I want you to have just the intention of being there. And a lot of times if you close your eyes and just visualize your body being in a certain pose, it still has the same energetic imprint. So don't get stressed. If you can't come to any pose today, I want you to just visualize yourself being there. All right, back to center. We're going to go to the other side. So again, be mindful of your shoulder here. As you inhale, sweep the left arm up. As you exhale, draw it under. And again, inhale and exhale. 2 more of these. And 1 more. And then this time we're coming into the pose. So you're stopping here, you're putting a block underneath, or you're coming all the way down. And then your right arm's going to stretch up and you're going to fold it behind your back. So again, you're stretching this part of your arm, which is heart 1. Breathe deep. So if you have anything going on, like heart palpitations, right? If you have any kind of heart issues, this is a good stretch to do for that because it opens up both of the meridian lines for the heart and the small intestine. Good, 1 more breath. And then you're releasing, pressing your right hand down to come back to tabletop. And we're going to take those circles around to the left this time. Circling around, breathing in and out, finding a sense of ease. Last circle. And then we're going to go into downward facing dog pose from here. So in this downward facing dog pose, I want you to experiment. I want you to play. I want you to feel movement in your body. So what does that mean? Okay, so tuck your toes under. We're lifting the hips up. And then once you're there, you can pedal out your feet. You can also move your hips. You can also move your upper body. You can try to do some barrel rolls, some circles, and just releasing any stuck energy in your body. Right? If it doesn't feel good to be in this pose and do it, then just stay in tabletop and do it. Just moving the body all around, whatever feels good. And we're going to slowly walk your feet up to your hands, or you can walk your hands back to your feet, or you can do both. But you're just going to come to a standing forward bend here. And we're going to hold on to opposite forearms and then just allow your hips to sway right and left. And let your head hang loose. And then release your arms, just shake them out, shake them all out, and then we're going to slowly roll up to stand. Okay, so once we come to stand, you can move your blankets or whatever you have there and move those aside. All right, so standing up nice and tall, take a deep breath in and exhale it out. All right, so we're going to be using different mudras today as well. We're going to be using the mudra with the pinky, we're going to use the mudra with the ring finger, and we're also going to be doing a tree pose with the 2 index fingers touching. So lots of mudras today, but we're also going to be experimenting with just some different energy stuff. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our finger, one finger is going to go into your navel center, and the other finger is going to go 1 inch below it. And you're going to press inwards in both of those points. So they're kind of almost close together. 1 inch is not very much. So you're pressing into your navel, you're pressing in just 1 inch below it, and we're going to close the eyes, and we're going to breathe in and out. So you might start noticing some warmth or heat around the navel center. So this is where our fires are. They were fire in the belly. So you're just trying to increase that warmth in the center of your body. So breathe in through the nose, and let's breathe out through the mouth. So we'll start with that ha sound. So it's inhale, and then exhale. 2 more breaths. And then 1 more. Good. And then release it out, shake out the arms. All right, so let's start in mountain pose, facing the short edge of your mat. We're going to reach the arms up, and then we're going to bend the elbows. I'm going to have you hold on to opposite forearms. So you're just kind of pressing into your forearms, and then lift up, lengthen your spine, and we're just going to side bend over to your right. So breathe here, breathe in and out, stretching out that area right under the arm, right at that rib cage. And then to come back to center. Let's go to the other side, leaning over to your left side, opening up the right side, breathing in and out of your nose. And then come back to center, stretch your arms up, and then exhale, push them down so they're right by your side. And then we're going to sink into a chair pose. So as you come to your chair pose, I want you to really feel your feet grounded to the earth. Feel the lifting up of your lower belly. Feel the fire and heat start to build into your legs. And we're going to place our hands in heart center. We're going to do a Hakini mudra. So you're going to place all of your fingertips together to touch, and you're kind of open in the center. And you're going to press the fingertips equally into each other and stay here for about 3 more breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, last breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to straighten the legs and you're going to place your hands onto your thighs. Let's lengthen the spine out. And then exhale, slide your hands down your legs and you can bend your knees as much as you need to. We're just going to take your fingers and you're going to press in between your 3rd and 4th toes on the top of your foot. Just pressing in there, breathing in and out. And then your hands are going to trace up the outside of your legs all the way to your hips. And then keep coming up to your armpits. And then stretch them up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, let them come down. And then just shake them out. All right, stepping back to warrior 1. So you're staying forward with your right foot. Your left foot's going to step back into warrior 1. Your right knee is bent. We're lifting up the lower belly and the arms stretch up high. Good. Take a deep breath in and out of your nose. And another. And then on your next exhale, we're going to let the arms fall forward so your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Let's bend those elbows and we're going to pick up the right elbow and set it on top of your left elbow. So your elbows are one on top of the other. And then you can hook your thumbs, you can hold opposite shoulders, or you can cross your wrists and bring your palms together. So any variation here of your half eagle posture. So we're going to lift the fingertips up towards the ceiling if your palms are crossed. If not, lift your elbows up and then lower them down. So elbows lift and lower. Actually, you can just do elbows lift and lower here too. So lifting and lowering. You can feel that back of your shoulders here. Breathing in and out. And then we're going to slowly come forward. So I want you to try to bring your elbows in towards your chest and navel. And then we're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to lift them up. And then come in, exhale. And then inhale, lift. And then just one more. And then lift them up. And then just bring them back to the center point, and we're going to unwind the arms and take a big breath in. Sweep the arms high. Stretch up, press strongly into your back foot. And then as you exhale, pull your arms down and forward. Okay, and then we're hinging forward from your hips. Arms are reaching back. And then lifting up your back heel, come to your tippy toe, and then see if you can float it off the floor. Lift and lower it 2 to 3 times, and then maybe hold it up there into your warrior 3. Strong in your standing leg. And then land it back into your warrior 1. Inhale your arms up high. And then as you exhale, we're bringing hands all the way down to your props, whatever you have there, chair blocks, or to the floor. And then we're going to step back into just a runner's lunge. Right, so reaching back, and then we're inhaling, reaching the right arm up. Exhaling, lowering down. And we're going to lower the back knee to the earth, and then bring your right knee underneath of it. So you're back in your tabletop position. We're going to stretch back to child's pose. So reaching the hips back towards the heels. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, come forward to tabletop. And then tuck your toes, downward facing dog pose. And then add any movement here. So pedal the feet, shake out the head and neck, move the shoulders, move the ribs. Good, breathe in and out. And then we're going to come forward to a plank pose. So if you ripple your body forward, nice and strong here, we're coming down to the mat. Okay, so we're going to take a back bend. So if you're going to the wall, you can go ahead and transition to the wall, lower yourself down to the floor. All right, hands are just beyond, a little further out from the shoulders, hands underneath. And we're going to press up into cobra pose. So ground through the hips. You're pushing your hips forward into the floor or wall. And then hands are pressing down into the floor or wall. And we're peeling the chest away from. And then lower down. So we're going to inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Just think about creating that H-A-ha sound. 2 more. And 1 more. And then we're going to stack up your hands and we're going to rest the forehead there. Completely relax your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Fill up your belly. Exhale, let it go. Last one. And then hands are moving back under your shoulders. This time we're pressing ourselves up into a plank pose. So if you need to transition to tabletop first, go ahead and do that. And then lift your hips up high, downward facing dog pose. Pedal those feet, shake out your head and neck. Deep breath in and out. Feet walk up to hands. And then press down into your feet, roll up slowly, back to mountain pose. And then roll the shoulders. A couple times at the top, just releasing any tension, shake it out, shake it off. All right, inhale your arms up high. And exhale, fold forward, all the way down, touch the earth. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. And then we're going to bend the knees. We're coming back to chair pose with Hakini Mudra. So bring all those fingertips to touch. And then bring them into your heart center and breathe. So just thinking about anything that aggravates you, agitates you, and it can't be this chair pose either. So don't even think about that. Breathe in and out. I just want you to bring in joy. Bring in love. Last breath. Press down on your feet. Stretch your arms up. And exhale. Arms down. Let's transition to warrior one on the other side. So you're going to step back with your right foot this time. Left foot stays forward. Inhale your arms up high. Deep breath in and out. And then lift up that navel center. Feel the lift in the lower belly. Feel it supporting you. You'll let your arms fall forward. Bend your elbows. And we're picking up the left elbow, sitting on top of the right. And then you're holding shoulders, hooking thumbs, or crossing wrists and bring your palms together. So you're in this half eagle. All right, lifting elbows, lower elbows. Inhale, exhale. And then you're going to curl in and then go the opposite way. So a little bit of extension and flexion in that upper back. Lift and curl in. And then come back to center, unwind the arms, big breath. Sweep the arms high. And then exhale, pull your arms down, palms are facing back, shoulders are drawing back just a little bit. And then lower belly lifts, let's hinge forward. And we're gonna find that warrior 3 again. So lifting up the back heel, gaze forward, body moves forward as the foot floats up. And you can hold it there or you can tap it up and down. Good, we're stepping back into warrior 1. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hands come down. So we're coming back to runner's lunge. Back knee can stay up or down, and then we're inhaling the left arm up. So a little twisted lunge. Exhale, release, and we're coming to plank pose. If you're coming back to the wall, or you can just skip this part and just rest in a seated posture or child's pose. Lower the knees, come all the way down to the earth. Okay, back to cobra. Hands are a little wider this time, and we're grounding through the hips and legs. We're lifting up the chest, so peel away from the floor. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Last one. And lower down and rest. Stack up the hands, rest your forehead on top. You can bend your knees here if you want to, and then just swish them back and forth. And lower the legs down. Another deep breath. Fill up, let it go, and then hands under shoulders. We're pressing back up, right into plank, and then into downward facing dog pose. So a little stronger. We're building fire and heat in our body. That's the intention of this practice. So we're building up, and then we're going to let all this fire go at the end of our practice. Pedal the feet, move the body in any way that feels good. All right, so we're going to bring your feet together so your big toes are touching and your heels are touching. And you're going to push back with your right foot, stretch it back until your toes float off the floor, and then reach it up towards the sky. And then hold it there, breathe. We're going to bend the knee. We're going to bring it into the chest. And we're slowly, slowly, slowly coming forward. Hold that knee into your chest. And you're placing it down to the floor. And then stay there in your runner's lunge. 2 breaths. Lift your chest. And then we're slowly going to step forward with your left foot, right? So bend it and then bring it forward. And find your forward fold from here. And then press down into your feet, roll yourself up. Roll the shoulders. Shake it out. All right, step back with your right foot and left foot, and open up. We're gonna come to a wide stance. Okay, so we're gonna do lion's breath in the goddess pose. So I'll show you what it looks like. Your toes are turned out and your knees are gonna be bent. So we're gonna take the arms up. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your fist into your chest. We're going to do 1, 2 like this. And then arms out, we're going to go. So it's inhale, exhale, bend your knees, tap, tap. It's a little more like a pound, pound. And then that's how it goes. So we're going to keep that up. So exhale, and then pound, pound, and then inhale, and then exhale your lion's breath. Inhale up, exhale, pound your chest twice, arms come out, and then 2 more of these. Inhale, and then last one. Okay, and then pound your chest 2 times, open up, and then lion's breath, let it go. And then straighten your legs. And then just turn your feet parallel. Close your eyes, breathe in and out of your nose. Okay, we're gonna go into warrior 2 on the right. So turn your toes out, turn your left toes in, bend your knee. Sink in, strong in the core, arms reach out. All right, so we're moving here. So we're inhaling. And exhale, warrior 2. And then we're gonna go into side angle pose, stretching up and then all the way over. And then back up to warrior 2. And then we're straightening the leg for triangle pose, reaching and extending up. And then back up, bend your knee, warrior 2, reverse warrior, warrior 2, and then back to side angle pose, extended, and then back to warrior 2, triangle pose. Good, 1 more round of those. Warrior 2, reverse, warrior 2, side angle, warrior 2, and triangle. And then back to center, release your hands, turn your feet parallel. All right, so we're gonna take our hands, we're gonna slide them down our legs as you come to your forward fold. And then once you get down there, just hold on to your legs. We're gonna just sway the hips. You can bend your knees, just sway from side to side. Last breath here, and then slowly come up, slide your hands up your legs, all the way up to stand. And let's go to the other side. So your left toes are turning out, right toes turn in. Bend your left knee, arms wide. So we're gonna stop in warrior 2 between, that's our transition. So reach up, and warrior 2, side angle, and warrior 2, and then triangle, front leg straightens, Come in, come out, warrior two. And again, reverse, warrior two, side angle, warrior two, and then triangle. And warrior two, and then last round. Reverse warrior, warrior two, side angle, warrior two, and then triangle. And then come all the way up. Relax the arms down, turn your feet, and we're gonna walk our feet together. All right, so tree pose. With tree pose, I'll show you the mudra first, then you can do the mudra in the pose. So when you get up here with your arms overhead, you're gonna cross your wrists, so kind of make an X, and then you're gonna bring your index fingers, so they're gonna be behind each other, right? So you're gonna bring them, the tips of them to touch, so it looks kind of twisted like that. So this would be the mudra. And then your other hands can either close fists or you can extend them, it doesn't matter. But the wrists are crossed and the index fingers, they're behind each other, the fingernails touch, but you're gonna bring them so the fronts of the fingers touch. Okay, so if you don't get it, just do your best that you can. All right, so we're gonna look at our feet, and I want you to lift and spread your toes, and then set your toes down, big toe down to little toe. Feel that grounding in both of your feet equally, and then feel the energy moving up your legs into your hips and pelvis and your lower belly. All right, so you can use those support here if you want to. We're gonna ground through the right foot. Take a deep breath in. We're gonna float up the left foot. So just feel that foot starting to float up, and you can bend the knee, we'll turn it out. So you can stay here with your foot, your heel resting on your inner leg, that's fine. If you wanna take your foot off, go ahead and do that. All right, arms are gonna stretch up overhead. And remember, crossing the wrists, and then you're gonna bring your index fingers, so cross them and then touch them, and you're gonna hold it. So you're in a little bit of crossed energy here. So breathing in and out. And then just feel the fire in your belly. I want you to turn that on. So feel that energy, feel the belly lifting up. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep pressing those index fingers together. Good, last breath. And then you can release your foot and then release the arms down. And then just shake it out. Shake it out and then sweep down your legs. Brush off belly. Right, release any negativity. Okay, so this one, we're gonna change the mudra. We're gonna do pinkies. So you're just gonna bring the tips of your pinkies together, and then your other fingers are just gonna be folded in. So it just looks like a little tent, really. All right, so we're switching legs, so your grounding leg's not going to be your opposite leg, so it'll be your right leg, right? And then your left leg's coming up. And then we're gonna bring our arms overhead. You're just bring your pinkies to touch, and the other fingers just fold in. So it just looks like a little tent there, right? And then press those pinkies nice and strong into each other. This is for the heart meridian. Breathe in and out. And breathing love in. Good, 2 more breaths. And then exhale, release. And then just shake it all off, brush it all off. And shake out the arms. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do standing up is going to be the releasing the fire. And we're going to just do, the exercise is going to be the Hakini Mudra again. And we're going to inhale the arms up. So we'll start here, the arms overhead. You're bringing all of your pinkies to touch and your thumbs to touch. And then we're going to bring it right above the crown so that you're going to do the ha sound. So it's and then you're releasing the arms down. Inhale, circle, bring the fingertips to touch in air, bring it down to the third eye point, and then breathe out. Release, inhale, and bring it down to the heart. And then arms release, circle up. This time we're bringing it all the way down to the navel. And then you're gonna rest. Your hands will flatten out. Your thumbs and your index fingers will stay touching. So you're making a little upside down triangle on your lower belly. And we're gonna breathe in and H-A, ha. And then we're brushing down the legs, all the way down, and then shake it off. So this just extinguishes some of the, if you have too much heat in your body, it releases that excess heat. We're gonna trace up, all the way up to your spleen, and then we're just gonna tap all around underneath your arms and across the middle. Good, and then relax the arms, close the eyes, and just check in with your energy here. Take some deep breaths in and out through the nose. Okay, so inhale, circle your arms up. And we're gonna exhale, fold down. And you're gonna bend your knees. And you're gonna take your feet wider and wider and wider. We're gonna come into a squat. So you're gonna lower your hips down towards the floor. And then you can take any variation of your squat. So if you're using a chair, you can just put blocks underneath of your feet. You can also sit your bottom down and just stay in this squat position. You can also just put a block underneath. So everyone's at different levels in your squat pose. So you take whatever you need. So you can just put the block here and sit here in your squat. So I want you to think about your spine from your tailbone to the crown of your head is lengthening, right? And if you're all the way down to the floor, even if your heels are lifted, that's fine. So your heels can stay lifted. If you can't get the heels down, you can also put a blanket underneath of them, right? And we're gonna be in this squat for a little bit. So I want you to be comfortable. That's why I'm giving you all these little things here. So we're gonna do the breath of fire here. So Kapalabhati breath. And don't get, too caught up in the technique of it. Just do the best you can. We're gonna take 10 of those breaths. So first we're gonna take a breath in through the nose. And you're gonna exhale it out. And then you're gonna take a natural breath in. And then let that breath out. And then you're gonna breathe just sharp breaths out through the nose, and that'll be the inhale will be passive. So it's and if you can't get that to happen in your body, then takes just 10 deep breaths in and out. Okay, and then just when you finish up those 10, just close your eyes. And then we're gonna come down to a seated position. So if you can come down to the floor, so if you're up on a chair, come on down to the floor and have a seat. We're gonna go into a couple more poses. These poses are gonna be a little bit more yin in nature, which means they're gonna be longer holds, right? So we're just tamping down some of the excess fire and heat. So we'll start with our legs nice and wide, and we're just gonna bend the right leg in. Right, so you're going to bend it in. You're just going to line up your heel with your pubic bone. Right, so we're sitting up tall, and we're going to just hold on to your foot. So you're going to hold on to your foot with your left hand, and then your right arm's going to reach up. And then we're going to take it over. So you're opening up all this energy here, right around the armpit, onto the arm, into the shoulder. So we're just turning our gaze upwards towards the ceiling. And if you want to take your hand and just press it into the sole of your foot and just add a little bit of resistance, pressing your forearm down into your thigh, and breathe in and out. So your breaths can be longer and deeper. You have about 3 more. And then you're going to slowly come out of it and sit up tall. And we're going to go right into a twist from here. So you're going to pull this leg up, right? So it's just right in line here with your center of your chest. And we're going to flex your leg that's long. So the left leg is long and foot is flexed. We're going to hold on to the shin with your left hand as the right arm comes behind you. So lengthen that spine and then draw the lower belly in as you turn from your rib cage, shoulders, neck, and head. Good. Again, just deep breaths in and out. Last breath. And then on your exhalation, you're turning back to center. We're going to stretch both legs out, shake them, and we're going to come to a seated forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to sit up tall. All right, support yourself with a blanket underneath, and then we're going to reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips, and reach towards your feet so you can hold on to your ankles, your shins. If you want, you can grab that big toe and hold on to it. And just try to relax the upper back and shoulders. Soften your gaze, soften your face, even close your eyes. Breathe in and out of your nose. Feel your belly on your thighs. If you have your knees bent, you can bring that right into the stomach. Get that compression on the belly. So if you have any aggravation from the fire, you could be dealing with, indigestion, heartburn, not digesting foods well, burping, any of those things that can be affected by too much fire. So too much acidity in the stomach. Okay, and then we're releasing from this pose, coming up slow. And we're gonna take our legs wide again. So once your legs are wide, then we're gonna bend the left knee. And you're going to bring your heel just in line with your pubic bone and sit up tall. And then your right hand's just going to hold on to the foot. So you can just grab onto the foot, you can press into the sole of your foot, and then left arm stretches up. You're looking up at your thumb, and then we're slowly going to go into the side bend. So I want you to focus on keeping everything open around the center of your chest and opening up underneath the armpit, breathing in and out. Good, last breath, and then slowly come back up, and then we'll go right into the twist. So you're going to lift up your left leg and just pull the other leg in so they're nice and touching, and pressing the sole of your feet down, holding on to your shin with your right arm, and then bringing the left hand behind you. We're lengthening up. On your exhale, we're turning. So your hips are staying forward. We're turning from that low belly, and then ribs, shoulders, head, neck will turn. Lower belly is holding the hips and pelvis in the center. Okay, last breath. And unwind, come back to center, stretch your legs out. Let's give our legs a shake out. And we'll bend the knees, take your feet wide, let's windshield wiper them. So we're coming down to the floor next. We're going to do a few poses down there. We're going to go into Shavasana. And at the end of the practice, we do have a meditation. So I want to make sure we save time for that. So yeah, we're good. Okay. All right, so let's make our way down to the floor. And actually, yeah, we're going to go into bridge pose first. So come on your backs first. And then let your arms come along by your side, press your feet down into the earth. All right, so take a couple of breaths. I want you to feel your body, the back of your body, the backs of your shoulders. So when we come into this bridge pose, I want to focus on really getting the backs of the shoulders strongly connected to the mat. Right, so we're feeling that upper back, upper shoulders. So we're getting into that small intestine area right down the back of the shoulders. So before you even come up, I want you to push your shoulders, the backs of your shoulders down into the mat. And then we're going to lift the hips up. So you're pressing down into the feet and then really anchor those shoulders down. Make sure your chin is in a good position. It's not jammed into your chest so that your neck is still long. Breathe in and out. Nice full breaths in and out of your nose. Good. 2 more breaths. And then just allow your body to melt down to the mat and completely relax. Bend your knees in and then just circle them around. Get a massage on the low back. We're going to go into a reclined twist from here. So if you want to make sure you're all the way at the edge of your mat, we're going to have our knees bent and we're going to bring our hands behind your head and we're going to hold on to the back of your head and your elbows are going to come forward. So you're just like your head is in between your forearms here. So first we're just going to move the elbow. So your eye gaze is going to stay on that top elbow. So just pretend you're opening a book, just go as far as you can, and then you're going to close the book. Right, so this really helps to relieve that tension that we have in our upper traps and our neck. So turn open and release. So keeping your eye gaze on your top elbow. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. So go slow, go mindful. See if you can get a little further with each time you go open, but don't force it. You have to allow this to happen. So don't get frustrated, just be with whatever shows up. Inhale, open. Find kindness and compassion for yourself. Okay, one more. And then you're going to close. And now we're going to stretch the arms straight. And you're going to bring your palms on top of each other. And you're just going to glide your hand forward over your bottom arm. And then you're going to glide it back. So you're gliding your hand right on top of the bottom palm. And then glide it back. And then one more of those. Glide forward. And then as you glide back, we're going to open up into our twist. So you're going to pull that top arm all the way across your chest. And you're going to open it out to the other side. Now, if you don't have both shoulders down, if you have a blanket or something underneath of that shoulder to help it to feel like it's going to feel supported, not just hanging there in space. Breathe in and out. And if you want, you could arrange your legs a little differently so it feels better in your body. So if you want to straighten out one of the legs or move the knees further away, or stagger the legs even. Okay, 2 more breaths here in this reclined twist. And then we're slowly going to roll onto our backs. Okay, so we're coming onto your backs again, and we're going to go into a spleen hug with a slow sit-up. They said a sit-up, but it's really a crunch. So you're going to wrap your left arm across your chest and you're going to hold on underneath of your arm, right at the bra line. And then the top arm is going to hold on to the tricep or the back of your bottom arm. So you're basically giving yourself a hug here. Your knees are bent. We're going to take an inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to just make sure you're engaging your lower abs and you're lifting up your head and chest. And then you're slowly going to roll down. So make sure you do these slowly. So give yourself a hug first. You're squeezing, and then you're lifting, and then you're lowering. You got 3 more of these. So exhale, and inhale. 2 more. And last one. And lower down. And then we're going to go right to the other side on that twist. Okay, so just make sure that you're all the way at the edge of your mat. I'm just going to turn myself around here so I'm still facing you guys. All right, so knees are bent. And your hands are going to be behind your head and your elbows are kind of coming toward each other. So your head's like this little sandwich in the middle. So inhale and exhale first. And then as your next inhale comes along, we're going to open. And then close. Good, keep going. You're going to feel this in your waist. You might feel this in your lower back. You're definitely going to feel this in your shoulders. Good, 2 more. And last one. And then you're going to roll back, and then we're going to straighten both of your arms. You're going to stack up your hands. And then you're sliding your top arm just past your fingertips, and then you're sliding back, so palms on top of palms. And slide, and pull back, and slide, and then pull back. This time you're tracing all along the arm, lower the head, and just open up into your reclined twist. So again, if you need support under this other shoulder, go ahead and use it, or you can arrange your body so that you can get the shoulder down, so maybe your legs are not stacked up, right? So maybe they're just kind of staggered here. And see if you can get both shoulders to rest. Breathe in and out. Turn your gaze to the opposite direction, so you're looking toward your back arm. Good, last breath here. And then we're transitioning, you're rolling to your back again. All right, and then we're gonna let the knees drop into your chest, and your arms are gonna go between your legs, and you're gonna reach underneath, and we're gonna hold on to your shins, and we're gently rocking. And then you're releasing that, you're stretching your arms and legs up. We're gonna circle wrists and ankles, both directions. And then we're gonna shake it all out, shake, shake, shake. Okay, so we're gonna come to Shavasana. If you wanna do a supported fish pose, if you have 2 blocks, or even if you have a blanket, you can do it. Just support the opening of your heart center. You can do a block underneath of your bra line and a block underneath of your head, or you can just do a blanket roll under there. And then this, you could spend your Shavasana in this pose, right? And just everything opening. You keep your feet wide, knees dropped in together. Now, it's just a suggestion, you don't have to do this one. If you want to come to just a regular lay flat on the floor, no support Shavasana, you could do that. Or if you want to support yourself in any way that feels good on your body, I would suggest doing that. All right, so you choose where you want to go with your Shavasana. We're going to be here for about 5 to 7 minutes. So pick something you like and that you can rest with ease. And as we drop into Shavasana, I'm going to give you guys some affirmations to recite to yourself. So take a deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. I want you to settle in, relax, and let go of any holding, any efforting. So I am guided by love. I am connected to all things and all beings. My choices are wise. And I love and accept myself. All right, so just continuing to breathe in and out of your nose, releasing tension around your chest, around your shoulders, arms, and fingers. Relax the upper back, middle back, and lower back. Soften your chest, ribs, and belly. Release any tension in your hips and your legs all the way down to your toes. Soften the soles of your feet. And then feel your breath at the very tips of your toes as you inhale. Allow the breath to move all the way up to your neck. And then just let the back of your head rest heavy. Soften your scalp. Soften your forehead. Relax the eyes. Soften the temples around your ears. Unclench your jaw. Soften the lips. Let your tongue rest gently in your mouth. And then just feel your breath flowing in and out of your nose. Letting go of all thoughts, all worries, all stress. Okay, let's slowly start to bring your awareness back into your body, inviting movement to the fingers, into the toes, and then spreading that movement into the arms, into the legs. And then slowly, maybe stretching your arms up as you deepen your breath. Stretching as if you just woke up for the first time today. And then you can bend your knees, hug them in, windshield wiper them. And then just taking your time, as you're ready, you can roll to your right. And we'll make our way up into a comfortable seat. And then once you arrive in your seat, we're going to go into a meditation for about 3 minutes. Okay, so we're going to just close your eyes once you come up to sitting. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. And then just become aware that right in your navel, there is a little golden flame there. So it's not a big roaring fire. It's not a little tiny flicker. It's the flame, like on a pilot light, kind of a flame there, just burning bright right inside of your navel. So I just want you to focus on that as you breathe in through the nose. So long, deep breaths into the navel and then back out. See that flame there. So it's a controlled flame. Just remember your breath is nourishing your flame. So long, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. Keep it up. Last 2 breaths. Okay, now we're going to place 2 fingers on your third eye point and 2 fingers in your navel. We're going to press in and up at the same time, and you're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And last breath. As you finish up the exhale, you're releasing your fingers and we'll bring our hands into heart center, palms together, thumb knuckles at heart. Let's return to your intention that you set for your practice today. Find gratitude for being here, for showing up. As you inhale, bring your thumb knuckles up to your third eye point. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you all next week. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you.